So I was introduced by Ritesh. I lead Affinity Business and Customer Experience at Alyve. It's about a 3-year-old company, and we've obviously done business across 200 groups. And I'll introduce about Alyve. I'll introduce about the product. What are the fine terms and nitty-gritties of the product, which one should be aware of. And then time to time, I'll take some queries in as well, and I'll also conclude it with a Q&A session, because insurance is something which not everyone does understand. So, and it's a very tedious document which no one has read completely. So there'll be questions throughout the session, I'm pretty sure. So I'll take that as well. Just let me know if I'm clearly audible. My screen is visible, so I'll just start the session accordingly.
It's all good.
Fair enough. So Alyve typically is a B2B company. We provide health wellness benefits to groups wherever we can find or form a certain group. Accordingly, we are able to provide certain health and wellness benefits. It's a SaaS-based platform where certain benefits through technology and a good powerful backend network of partners, we are able to provide those benefits to groups, be it corporates, be it alumni, affinity, like banking customers, wholesalers, architects of a company, factory workers of some company. So we've done it across wherever a group can be formed. Our typical ideology is that everything should be under a single destination. So today we have a Practo, a pharmacy app, a gym app, etc., multiple apps on a phone. But typically, Alyve has everything under one app. So all the journeys are very seamless under one app, under a single destination. So today, any member, be it an employee, an alumni member, can access their insurance. They can actually claim. They have all their insurance records, their claim summaries, their doctor prescriptions, their diagnostic report, their mental health summaries, their gym subscriptions, everything under one app. And they don't have to download so many apps, just everything under one app, and that's the USP of our platform. We do have, as I mentioned, that claim assistance as well. So our concierge desk is pretty much assisting the member through their claim journey, making sure that along with the insurer and the TPA, there are successful claims happening, because the industry is designed in a way that they are going to validate your and authenticate your claims in a way that it takes time, firstly, and also at the end of it, a certain proportion of claim is only approved, or claims are rejected. But our Ask Alyve team, concierge desk, actually is a experienced team, and they actually make sure that the claims are successful. And I'm going to take you through how that is possible. And that's why this is also one of the popular services over there. Single gateway, I've mentioned. It's if I just have to mention it in a very simple form, today when we watch IPL, there's Tata New, which is being advertised. It is somewhere there. Tata New actually has everything, all of Tata's proposition under one app. Alyve kind of has a very similar proposition, all medical, health and wellness, insurance related stuff, be it fitness related, yoga sessions, doctor, insurance, mental health, physiotherapy, diagnostic test, everything is under one app. And that's what we cater to. We have a gamified approach at the end of it. So all your healthy actions are rewarded in some way or the other, and you can redeem those rewards on the Alyve app again, either through a program, or there are a bunch of reward stores which actually give you certain benefits or certain goodies which you can buy, be it a cult pass, a decathlon voucher, etc. I mention it quite frequently in most of my sessions that it's a single destination. So I'm not going to again re-emphasize on it. I'm just going to quickly brief that everything is under one app, and I'm going to show you what all we provide. Obviously, insurance is the major subject, but along with that, there are other benefits also, which a lot of the members, be it employees, residents, alumni members, association members, are taking benefit of. So as a whole, we do provide 360-degree benefits in terms of health, wellness, and insurance, which everyone needs in their day-to-day lives. This is our the groups we are actually working with. So whoever has missed the starting, I mentioned that we work with groups, any form of groups, be it corporates, alumni associations, student groups. So over here, you can see that in alumni associations, we worked with Excelrai, we worked with IIT Kanpur, we worked with IIT Dhanbad, we worked with IIT BHU, which is Varanasi, IIT Kharagpur as well. We worked with IRMA, which is an agricultural university in Gujarat. We worked with Lady Shriram as well. We worked with NIT Kurukshetra. We are also, in process of working with major, boarding schools as well, like Mayo, Doon. So we are launching programs there as well. So wherever, groups can be formed. We are working with, quota students as well. So all the hostel students over there, we are providing certain insurances and benefits there as well. In the corporate segment, we have PwC on board. We have the complete Mahindra group on board, and every month since the last 1.5 years, we are onboarding one entity of Mahindra. So till now, we have Mahindra Brokers, Finance, Mahindra Rise, Mahindra Agriculture. We have Carrot Lane on board, DCB Bank, Z Group. So multiple entities on board. This is just to give you confidence that we've done it throughout. So we have the expertise in creating a creating an insurance product, providing health and wellness benefits through our app. So our tech can actually sustain that volume. Currently on our app, more about 6 lakh lives, so more than 500,000 lives are on our platform. About 200 groups are already on the platform who have actually trusting us. So that's also very important. So this just gives that we're a credible company and can actually do it at this scale. Now I'll get to the major part of it, which is insurance, which can also be called inpatient hospitalization. So we've done, as I mentioned in the previous slide, we've done it throughout. So all Excelrai IITs, IIT Kanpur, BHU, Kharagpur, NITs, all of these schools actually came for the insurance coverage. We were able to create a product with them, for them, with the help of brokers, our empaneled brokers, and our insurance companies. Now, why do we go to multiple broker and insurance rather than going to one broker and insurance? Because that actually gets competition, and we are able to source reasonable we're able to source insurance product at reasonable rates and with favorable terms. And that's what I'm going to show. That what are the illustrative products. I would like to highlight one thing here, that once we get a go ahead from any association, that's when we go and actually finalize an insurance product for any association. So all the premiums terms are what we've done in the past for the major association. Not necessarily this is going to happen for Ramakrishna as well. Obviously, once we have a minimum commitment and a go ahead from the association, we'll go and finalize the product with the broker and insurer as well. So this is the comprehensive group health insurance program, which we've launched in multiple schools, which I mentioned in my previous slides. Typically, the insurance product comprises of a 5 lakh base, which includes a family floater and a parental insurance. So family floater includes self, which is the proposer, which can be the alumni member, then their spouse, 2 dependent children up to age of 25, and a parental policy sometimes is part of the family floater, but in most cases a parental policy is different. And why that is different? Because usually insurers believe that a parental policy will be a loss-making product, so they keep it different to actually see the loss ratios of both the products. If they include it in one product, then it's very hard to understand the loss-making part of it. So they keep both the products different because not every member is going to need an insurance for the parents. That's why 2 products will be underwritten if it's needed for Ramakrishna as well. One is a family floater and one will be a parental policy, where you can either include your parents or parents-in-law, but cross combination won't be allowed, that you include your father and mother-in-law. That combination won't be allowed. Either you include your parents or your parents-in-law. Then our top up is also provided. Typically, most associations have gone in a range of 10 to 20 lakhs. Why a top up is necessary? Because most of the people might have a base policy, and base policy is always a little expensive. In fact, a lot more expensive, and I'll show you the rates as well eventually. Why that is expensive? Because one will exhaust the base policy first when any hospitalization event comes in. So you'll exhaust your base first and then only you will come to top up. That's why top ups are a lot more cheaper. So if members already have a base policy, I would recommend them taking a top up only. And typically, if you have a 3 lakh or 5 lakh base, getting a 15 to 20 lakh top up actually gives you a lot more coverage for the hospitalization event. Typically, if you have a 5 lakh base or you take it from our insurance program itself, and you take a 20 lakh top up, you typically have a coverage of 25 lakhs. So which is good enough in these circumstances. Why these programs have also become successful and so popular these days because of the COVID event. A lot of hospitalization is coming in, kicking in. Hospitalization expenses have actually skyrocketed as well. So that's how these products have become so popular. And it's very easy to get it in a group scenario. Premiums are much lower, and obviously you get favorable terms as well. And I'm going to explain how you can get favorable terms and what is the process around that. What is the benefit getting the product with us? And that's not happening in the market. So any competitor, retail policies won't be giving you such term. Only group health insurance program can give it. And we've actually, at the start of it, created very specialized products with the help of the broker. So now we obviously have certain terms which we want, and we just directly go to the broker and ask for those terms. Still, we need to get a product created, but we still know that how we're going to negotiate. So every SOP is in place. But initially 2 years back, we had to actually create certain terms which are favorable and quite competitive with the retail market. So I'll take you through that. There'll be lower waiting period for pre-existing diseases if you go with the group health insurance product with Alyve. Why is that? Because in retail option, minimum about 3 to 4 years of waiting period is there. You all must be having certain insurance policies as well. So that you can actually compare it with that as well, or compare it to Google. So waiting period for pre-existing diseases like cholesterol, diabetes, hypertension, all those diseases. If you have them, you cannot actually ask for a claim till 4 years. But in a group health insurance, if you have a higher minimum commitment and be able to meet that, we've actually negotiated no waiting period as well. That's why I've mentioned 0 there. So in some of the programs, we have no waiting period from day one. All pre-existing diseases are covered, but depending on the minimum commitment of policies, this can go up to 6 months to 8 months as well, which is also quite good, because as I mentioned that in a retail product, it goes to 3 to 4 years. So for the first 6 months, you might not be able to claim for your pre-existing diseases, which are typically hypertension, diabetes, cholesterol, high blood pressure, etc. So for those, you won't be able to claim for the initial period, which I've mentioned. So we have lower waiting periods, which is a good one. There are no medicals required. So if anyone ever had a insurance, they'll know that you need to get a medical to actually authenticate or certify that you have a disease or not. So that actually gets removed as well. So simple product, you actually go buy the product and you get the policy. So it's that easy. There's no medical involved if you go with that. There'll be no to higher entry age limits. Again, why no? If you're able to meet a minimum commitment, then obviously there's no entry age limit. But we can still negotiate a higher entry age limit, which can be up to 75 to 80 years. We've negotiated in the past as well, and certain programs have had no entry age limit as well. So anyone can enter the program, and obviously there'll be different premiums. And I'll show you the grid as well, illustrative grid. If you entered once, for example, the entry age limit is 75 and a 74-year-old member enters, they'll be lifelong renewability as an alumni member, because you're going to always remain with it. And this is a very important point, because certain people who are with corporate, they might think today that I have insurance with my corporates, but whenever you probably resigned or you're not employed, you don't have insurance coverage as well. But you're always going to remain an alumni member. So that is very important to note, that if you've taken a group health insurance from an association, you're always going to remain an alumni member. So lifelong renewability is going to happen, and you're always going to be insured, versus in a corporate setup. In a corporate setup, when I'm not employed, I'm not going to have an insurance. So which is a negative as well. So that's that. Hello. My voice is echoing. I think someone's not on mute. Hello. Yeah, that's better. So I was at that in a corporate setup. Once you're not employed, either you resigned or you're not employed for certain reason, not going to be insured. But in a group health insurance setup with an alumni association, you're always going to be insured, which is a plus. So one should get either a base or the top up through that setup, and lifelong renewability is going to happen in that case. The major benefits going with Alyve over here then is that we have our own claims team as well, which is very popular among groups. In a normal scenario, if someone has ever taken a claim, you will reach your claims team of the insurer. The process is very tedious. You do not have any knowledge about the documents. You cannot pre-plan also your hospitalization. I'll give you a sounding fact over here is that in India, at least about 65 to 70% of hospitalization is planned. I know that I'm going to go for the surgery. Unless there's an accident, 70% is a planned hospitalization. So in that aspect, we help a lot. Any insurance setup or claim setup cannot help you because there's a very cumbersome SOP, and you claimed and everyone's gone through that experience. How we help over here is that we have a claims team. We have it on the app. You just simply go on the app and you're able to take that claims experience over there. You can actually within a few clicks you'll be connected with an experienced POC who will help you with hospitalization planning, cashless network, all the administrative process and all the documentation as well. I'll go in much detail in my following slide, but at a high level, everything will be smooth. You'll directly go to the hospital and everything is sorted. This is planned hospitalization. In unplanned also, if there's an emergency, rather than focusing on the claims bit and getting your loved ones or yourself admitted, again, this our claims team will help you. They'll take care of all the administrative work so that you can figure out you can actually focus on your emergency over there. So again, a very popular module provided by Alyve. Everything is on the app, and they'll call you as well if needed. So they don't spam you with the call straight away. If you ask, they'll call you as well. So it's a good emergency friend to have on the app, and also whenever you need them. Another plus with a group health insurance is that you're going to get higher capping on room and ICU rents. A typical insurance, the capping is quite low. But with a group health insurance, we are able to negotiate, as I've mentioned again, very favorable terms for the group. So this is all illustrative. I'm mentioning again, but this is what we are able to achieve with our past groups as well. Why consider the insurance policy, group health insurance policy with Alyve? Again, this is just reiterating on the previous one. No to low waiting periods, no medical checkup, no to low age restriction. You get claims assistance as well. One-click services on the app, like we've done it for other apps, very, very easy on Alyve app as well. We've got a good success in getting the claims approved because we work day in, day out with the insurers, so they know us. And we kind of negotiate from the member side. We're never working from the insurer side. So we're a separate entity in that aspect, and we always negotiate from the member side, and that's why we've been able to get successful claims. And that's why I've mentioned fairer claim settlement. This is an illustrative comparison for the 5 lakh base cover. This just gives you that how much you're going to save, and this might not be very, very exact to today's scenario, but it won't be exact, but it's going to give you a good tentative idea over there. So I've taken a few scenarios where you can put in yourself. So it I think covers 25 to 28, then 50, 41, 41 with parents. So good certain scenarios where typically you are, as you can see, as the age is getting increased, you are saving a lot more. So I'll tell you, typically after 45, everyone's going to save about 60 to 100% because insurance premium actually double. I'll actually give a very direct comparison to my parents. I'm about 30 years old. My parents are more than 60, and they recently wanted to renew their insurance, where the premium was about 1,40,000. And through Alyve, because I'm part of Alyve and we formed our own group as well, our group of employees, I was able to procure insurance through Alyve for them at a very reasonable rate of about 18,000. So they kind of saved about 1,20,000 over there. good favorable terms again, and they'll get that additional claims assistance, which I am only leading over there. So that's the additional advantage that they get. But I think if you just see it at a high level, a good insurance premium, they've got the same terms they were getting in the retail side. So that's the advantage you get by going in a group scenario. Same terms, everything is same. The sum insurance is same. It's just that favorable term and a better premium. What are the favorable terms over here is that in a retail scenario, your waiting period will be about 3 to 4 years. In most insurances, they are 4 years. But because now they're getting competition in the group side and other companies are coming in, that waiting period is now coming to 3 years also for some insurances. But majority insurance companies have a waiting period for pre-existing diseases, that is cholesterol, thyroid, high blood pressure, cardiovascular diseases. That pre-existing disease is kind of 4 years. For high, for people who are much aged, joint knee replacement, all those things also, kind of come in those pre-existing diseases. So you won't be able to get a knee replacement as well. So those kind of issues are there in the retail setup. They are pre-issuance medical checkup required, especially for people around 55, 60. There's a pre-issuance medical checkup required. Entry age limit is kind of high or no. So for some programs, there's no entry age limit. For certain schools like IIT Kanpur never had an entry age limit. It always depends on how many policies the association can commit they will purchase, and they actually meet it. So accordingly, those favorable terms are met. As I say, power of groups. We obviously have a claims team as well, but why I also have mentioned power of groups over here, because Alyve today has, and I've mentioned in my previous slides that we have more than 500,000 lives on our platform, and now obviously Ramakrishna Mission might also join us. So why power groups matter there? That they know that Alyve is going to give them X number of business. Obviously, certain policies have come in from Ramakrishna Mission as well. So your claim assistance is far better than the retail setup. In the retail setup, they know that this one individual has bought a policy. For example, for the 20 lakh cover, that individual has paid an X amount. So they know that what they need to prioritize. That's the sad truth of the setup. No one's going to state that fact, but let's be very honest that do they prioritize a group or they prioritize an individual? They'll always prioritize a group over here, because Alyve gives them X number of business, because we have more than 500,000 lives, and obviously Ramakrishna Mission is added to that as well. That's why your claim is kind of very seamless. The TAT is much lower. The rate of success that your claim is going to get approved is much higher. That's the benefit of going for the group health insurance. I've spoken a lot about this, but this is actually, what the app experience is like. Those are the actual snapshots. So easy claims on Alyve Health. Your, policy, once it is finalized, will get uploaded on the app. So you're able to see your policy. Now, today, if I, without the digital experience, if I want to, go fetch my insurance policy, I don't know where it is. I honestly didn't know also, because I was so young. I never had my policy stored in a place. But today I have it on my app. So whenever I want to access it, I can quickly go on my Alyve app. I can click on my insurance policy. I can read all the details. So on the right, we actually decodify the insurance policy as well. So if anyone has ever seen an insurance policy, it's a cumbersome 40-page document. We actually simplify it in a few sentences. What is the family coverage? What is included? What is not included? What is the TPA? What is the sum insured? Till when is the insurance live till? Everything is under one page. Everything is kind of explained in a very simplified language. As I mentioned again and again, you're gonna get a claim support there as well. And everything is so seamless and simplified that the tax are 30% lower. So you're gonna get your claim approved much quicker through one-click services, and we are connected with all the TPAs and insurers. So we are kind of agnostic of the insurance companies, if I can say. So we're going to get it done very, very easily. The other good thing about this is that obviously we're going to connect your insurance to your email or to your number, so that you can register, you can log in with your credentials and actually see your insurance policy. But after that, you can also, form a base plan. You can also connect any insurance, any number of insurance policies you want. So you can have group health insurance of Ramakrishna, where you can avail the claim services, but you can also connect your personal insurances, your corporate insurances there as well, and you'll get claim services for that as well. So that is the best part. We actually believe in successful claim. That's our ethos. That's why I'm explaining it again and again, that you can connect n number of policies, get claim services on that, and you'll actually experience that how smooth and seamless that is. Because we are that ally at the end of it who's going to be there standing for all the emergencies with you. So that is the tech structure of how one can actually, see the hospital network, see the hospital reviews, treatment cost calculator, everything is there. So that's the tech structure. But there's also, this includes pre-hospitalization planning, pre and post-hospitalization planning. There's obviously a chat button, and this person can actually call you as well. So it's a chat bot which will ask you certain questions, that is it a planned hospitalization, or unplanned, you want a cashless claim, or reimbursement claim, certain questions. Then a care guide will be assigned who will chat with you, and obviously call you as well. So they don't call you at first because they don't want to spam you, but they will call you as well, and actually be there standing till the end so that your claims are successful. Now, why a partner is needed? Because in a normal scenario, when you are registering a claim, you will register your hospitalization expenses, a few of the medical bills, etc. But very few people actually know, and this is what our app will actually nudge as well, which is the second last point over there. Our app and our care guide will also nudge you. You can actually claim up to 60 days post hospitalization. So any medicines you take after your surgery as well, up to 60 days you can actually register the claim, and very few people actually have knowledge of it. So these slight intricacies of, in the insurance policies which people ignore, our tech and our actually care guide actually help you with, and they will ensure that you get this claim as well. And certain pre and post hospitalization claims they'll help you with. They'll actually decodify the insurance policy with you, and actually help you with those claims and information. And that's the reason that good tech plus manual intervention is kind of important, and that's what we provide in the full insurance setup. This is completely about the IPD, our insurance product, which we've done for the past, in our past launches with IIT Kanpur Excelrise. I'll proceed, but I'll take a short break. In the meantime, you can, ask your questions till what I've explained so far. If there are any questions, please ask.
Yeah, Bhavit, hi, this is Samrat Ghosh. So I have a question here. So since this is for our alumni, so wanted to understand, so in the basic structure, what is the deductible which you have kept? Because people will normal understanding of my friends, what I understand is that whatever hospitalization will be there, that will be covered. But what I understand, the product which you are offering is a top-up plan, right? Which is not a base plan. So people outside insurance industry doesn't understand what is a base plan and what is a top-up plan. So what is the deductible here?
So I'll in my introduction, I did explain that we are going to offer both. In all setups, we offered base plus top-up. So if someone doesn't have a base, they can still buy a base and then a top-up. If you already have a base, you can directly go for a top-up. And I also mentioned that any specifics of the program can only be finalized once we get a go-ahead from the association that this is the minimum commitment. Because a minimum commitment, actually then we can negotiate with the broker and insurance company that this is the commitment, and accordingly we can negotiate the favorable terms. But to simplify your question, a deductible usually in this setup comes with a 3 lakh deductible or 5 lakh deductible. And we can actually have both as well, because anyone can have a mix of it, or we can have just one, just to simplify it. But anything is possible. And we also going to offer a base when we launch it as well, because there's a good possibility that certain people don't have any sort of insurance. So we don't want to miss on those as well, because everyone deserves a cover at the end of it.
Was the SI we are looking for this top-up plan?
I'm sorry, I didn't get it.
what is the sum insured we are looking at for the?
That the
for-
association will be able to help you with. So
So
that's what
you
we
don't.
are.
You are not suggesting with any sum insured for this.
I have suggested to the day. So usually we go with 5 lakh base plus a 15 to 20 lakh top up. That's what we've gone with our previous schools as well. So I went with through this slide as well, which explained that we've launched it with Excel, IITs, NITs. So we've gone with a typical combination of 5 lakhs to base and 15 to 20 lakh top up. Certain schools have gone with a 10 lakh base and a 15 lakh top up. So the combination can change accordingly, but this is advisable. 5 lakh and 20 lakh top up gives you a coverage of 25 lakhs.
Okay.
Hi, Pavit, Ritesh here.
Right.
Say in theory, if we insure say 1,000 alumni, okay, is there a minimum commitment? As I understand, 3 years or 2 years. How does it work?
So the minimum commitment is in your first launch, which will be kind of now whenever we launch it. How many insured members can actually come in? And usually the commitment is around 1,000. We can obviously negotiate that as well accordingly. And that is for the first year itself. So 1,000 members come in. So typically, if 1,000 members buy at least one policy, so 1,000 policy. But sir, sometimes one can also buy two policies, one for themselves and one for the parents. So typically, that's how the structure works in. And why that is important, because that just gives us a good point to negotiate. So once we know that this is the interest, accordingly we can negotiate with the broker. Obviously, we can negotiate with a lower number as well. That's not an issue. But the terms then can whatever the terms I showed you were around the minimum commitment mark of 1,000. So no waiting period, higher entry age limits, and more disease wise capping. So your cataracts and your joint knee replacement cost, certain insurances will have a low capping, certain will have a higher capping. So all these conditions can then be negotiated depending on how many policies are going to come in. And that's what the insurance, so at the end of it, it's a business. How the premium they get, that's how they're going to that's how much claim they can actually sustain. That's
So,
So
that's the
clarification
Ritesh,
is number of policies
Ritesh,
includes parents and in-laws or just the alumni? If you say 1,000, it includes alumni plus parents plus in-laws, right? You are
that's
interested
why
in total number.
that's why I very categorically said that 1,000 members. It's not on policy. It's 1,000 members need to come in, and that is going to equally be 1,000 policies, because each member will at least buy one policy. And if you're going to
Okay.
equate it to a policy, then it can be any policy. So be it parental, self, or family floater. But they actually, because you're going to give them a interest cap, because I'm pretty sure you kind of did your internal surveys and you captured some interest over there. You must have only gotten a member kind of a approximate number. So that's why
No,
they just go with
I got
a
member
yeah
plus additional. So just to
yeah
be clear, if I buy one policy from you, that's one.
yes
But if I include, say, my in-laws, both
right.
mother-in-law and father-in-law, so you will count total 3 policies or total 1?
Two. So one will be for yours and one will be for your parents. So those are two policies.
No, if the parents are both, say, mom and dad, so they are no,
It's
that's
I'll
only
I'll
one policy.
I'll tell you a combination. So in a family floater, when you buy a policy for yourself, or you can buy it for, that can be one adult, or that can be two adults, or that can be two adults but plus two children. Everything in a family floater, any combination is one policy. If you buy it for yourself or for your family, it's not like you bought four policies. That is only one policy. And the separate will be a parental policy. You can either buy it for one parent or two parents. That is one policy.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
And I'll show you the grid as well, which will make you. So I have an illustrative grid in the following slide, which will make it clear that how are the premiums designed as per the adult combination.
Hi, this is
So you're
this,
looking
this
for
is
1,000
Gautam.
policies for 1,000 members.
Samudra, minimum life they are telling is 1,000 members. 1,000 members per basis, they will design the plan.
Right. So it's not policies.
That's
Not
not
policy,
policy.
1,000 lives, 1,000 lives.
It is 1,000 lives, and once we get a go ahead, we can negotiate a lower number as well. But today, as of today, when I don't have much clarity, 1,000 is the number. That is what we've negotiated for the past programs as well. But once we go ahead, basis the complete organization size and everything, we can negotiate accordingly as well. But then the terms will be a little bit not exact what I've shown you. They'll be like you might get a 4-month waiting period, then no waiting period. So those changes are going to come in.
Plus, there will be disease-wise supplement also.
That is there in most of the programs. But exact, I'll only be able to tell you once I go on that negotiation table once we launch the program.
Hi, Abhishek here. I have a couple of short questions.
Sure.
So one, is it necessary that parental policy is one single policy? We can't buy two separate policies for both the parents each?
No, so I'll show you why I think I'll show you the grid straight away, and that will give you a better example.
Okay, and my second question was, some of us are NRIs and we may not need policy for ourselves in India, but we only need to buy policy for our parents or family. Is that possible?
Yeah, you can do that as well. That's not an issue.
Okay, thank you.
So in some of the structures, how does that function? That even if you are not living here, so there are two structures which have happened in the past. One is that you can directly buy a parental. Certain insurance companies, basis the size, can actually have a condition that you need to buy it for. So you need to buy in a combination of yourself and parents. You can't buy it directly for parents. That I'll only be able to commit once I go there, but I'm still putting it as a disclaimer. So there can be two ways. Either you can only buy for parents, or there'll be a condition you need to buy at least for yourself. You need to be the proposer, and then parents can buy. And why they put this condition? Because ultimately your parents are not part of the association. You are. So how can you take that advantage, especially for the parents part? Because a parental portfolio kind of bleeds. It can go in a loss-making way for the insurance company. That's why they want that, equality, that, other people shouldn't suffer, because if it goes in the loss-making side, the premiums might increase for the next year. That's how the insurance company works. That's why they put that condition that the member needs to purchase at least. So there
must be a parental ratio, right, Pavit? There must be a parental ratio, which for various insurance companies, there will be various parental ratio.
Yes. So that will be there. I can only commit those conditions once I go there, but that is also there. I think I'll start with the next slide, and we'll take the next set of questions once I reach the other half of the presentation.
Yeah, just one question in the meantime.
Sure.
About the premiums. So the suggestive figures are for base plus top up, or what?
So the figures I showed you were only for base.
Only for a base of 5 lakhs.
Right. But typically top ups are much lesser than a base.
Okay. And
right.
Yeah. And one further clarification, because I'm not sure this was clear to everyone. That is, if one takes out a floater policy with 3 individuals covered, let us say, insured spouse and 1 parent or 2 parents, whatever, this is counted as one policy, right?
Yes. As I mentioned, that
this is
either you take it for one adult, which is yourself, or your spouse or children. In all scenarios, it is one policy.
It is one policy. Okay, so
right.
One alumni member, one policy, essentially.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
No worries.
And
Cool.
I have one insurance from mine and for my parents. So can I do the top up from here?
Yes, absolutely. That's what I mentioned in my initial presentation as well, that certain people who have a base already, I would actually recommend that you only go for the top up and not buy a base one. Base is usually for those people who don't have a policy at all. But if you in case want more coverage, certain people have 2 base policies as well. But it's up to you. But recommended is if you already have a base, you can directly get a top up over here.
Can I do a top up for my parents only, not mine?
Yes, sir. That will, so that is possible, but as I mentioned previously as well, certain insurance companies, once we launch it, can have a condition that you will have to buy it for yourself because you are part of this association, not your parents.
Okay. Okay.
So taking
So-
it forward, I just need to ask. So suppose I have a policy from Star Health, right? So can I mean, get a top up from that particular insurance agency, or you whatever agency you are giving us that you have to take? You have to
So-
forego this Star thing. or switch
No,
over.
you don't have to forego anything, sir. You can have two
Right.
different policies from two different companies. Now, why it is recommended to have it from the same insurance company, but because in a group setup that won't be possible. Everyone will have a different insurer. If you have the same insurer, you can have cashless claims throughout. But if you have different insurers, then obviously your top up. So ideally, you have a base from Star, and you might get a top up from New India Insurance. We go only to New India, and we
Right.
the policy gets underwritten from New India, for example. Now,
Right.
till your base, it will be cashless. But once you come into your top up, it won't be cashless. You will have to do a reimbursement claim. So that's the only difference in the process.
Okay. Okay. So but that means, but cashless has at its own advantages, isn't it? A reimbursement thing
That
again.
has. But
Yeah,
then,
because-
sir, in the group setup, not everyone can have two similar insurance. So that's always going to be challenging.
Agree, but what most
Yeah.
of us are having our own insurance. So
Of course,
probably many of us will like to go for a top up. I mean, what that is my submission. Maybe
right,
only few will go for the base plus top up.
right,
So
right.
either you have to switch over or then the one you are suggesting. Number
Mhm.
two, that is for all of us. What is the minimum number of people, the members, you will offer? I mean, what with little bit of, I mean, the terms might decrease, but minimum number of personnel required to offer as some kind of program. With 1,000, you get everything good, isn't it? So what is
If
the
you will,
minimum?
if you will, sir, stay till the end of the presentation, I have that also in one
Okay,
of the
sure,
slides.
sure.
So
Okay.
that's going to be
Okay.
covered.
Okay, thanks.
No worries. So I think most of the questions are now coming from the following slides. So that will also give you good detail about the minimum commitment, how we can actually offer one without minimum commitment. So those explanations I'll give in my following slide.
Okay, great.
Now, what is the other advantage of going with Alyve is that obviously we can source the insurance policy, what the association needs and the members need. So we can actually negotiate those terms. Now, additionally to that, I've explained multiple times that we have a claims team, in-house claims team as well, which is going to work with the insurance claims team to get you a successful claim. So two teams are working. The other bit is that because we already have a setup of health and wellness activities, we can actually give you a OPD plan as well. And that's the advantage. So typically in my previous slides, you've gotten an idea of the insurance. If you're going to get a family floater, that is going to be somewhere around, if you're about 35, 36, about 15,000. Now in that 15,000, if today you just have to pay an additional 500 or 1,000 rupees, and you get certain benefits, most people kind of do want OPD benefits as well with the IPD part, and it's going to come at a very, very reasonable cost. And this is our major business. We do not take any brokerage. If you know, and if you've been part of any commercial setup, you know that people, your brokers and everyone charges a commission. We don't charge any commission, any brokerage to that. So these are the Alyve OPD plans. I think someone's unmuted. Got it. So these are the OPD plans, which are going to be, so you can choose basis your plan. So all the claims bit, every assistance comes obviously at a cost, and that's where we make money. And we are very transparent about that. So all the premiums actually do not even come to our account, and I'm going to explain it in my following slides as well. But they go in an escrow account, and we directly transfer it to the insurance company. We do not keep any money. And this money is actually, where Alyve makes money, and we are very, very transparent about that. So there are three plans which we offer, which are the OPD plans. The first, and obviously the golden one is the additional benefits you get in that plan, and the purple one is the additional benefit you get in the platinum plan. In the first one, you get claims assistance, you get all the platform features which I spoke about previously. You can connect other personal insurances as well and get claims assistance, which I mentioned that you will get claim support on your group insurance, also on your personal insurances, which I think someone mentioned they have a personal insurance with Star. You can actually connect their insurance, and you'll be very happy to know that we are connected with all the insurance companies. So we can help you with claims for all insurance policies. That's where our integration and tech comes in. Then you can also get telemedicine GP for 12 months free for you and your family. So over here, again, you get that for your free for you and your family. You get discounted medicines. Our Tata 1mg, we partnered with Tata 1mg there. So the complete journey is emulated over there. And you get yoga sessions for the full year as well. So there are 3 types of yogas, be it yoga for beginners, yoga for experts, meditation. So all 3, so 260 sessions each, happens on weekdays, Monday to Friday. So Monday to Friday, 52 weeks into 5, 260 sessions of each. So you get unlimited sessions there. That's the silver plan. In the gold one, you get more specialists, be it physiotherapy, mental health specialist, gynecologist. In the telemedicine bit, additionally to the GP, you get a complete health checkup, and that's where I've mentioned and again, we cover all those health and wellness benefits which a person is using in their day-to-day life. So I typically understand that after 30-35, everyone gets a diagnostic test during the year, and we are giving it. And those tests are very expensive. Though these diagnostic tests range from 2,000 to 3,000. We give it at with other benefits at only 999. So complete full body health checkup is also given. Habit coaching sessions are given where a behavioral psychologist actually helps you improve your habits, be it quit smoking, healthy eating, obesity management, etc. Mental health therapy sessions are also there. In case someone needs it, they can actually avail for therapy as well under this plan. And the hero product over here is that you get up to 45% discount on Cult Elite Pass. A usual 3-month Cult Elite Pass comes to about 13,000. Over on our website, you actually get it for about 4,000. And we could have actually given it free as well somewhere, but the cost of the plan would have increased. That's why we've given a discount rather than including it the full cost here, because we wanted to keep it very sustainable for the members. So we're giving about 45% discount. Typically, you get a discount of about 30 to 40%. So it depends on the pin codes, and that's the rate Cult also gives on the retail prices. All their retail prices will also change basis the pin code. So on our website, you get a good discount. I recently bought a 12-month plan, which was around 22,000, but I got it for about 12. So I saved 10,000 there. So again, very useful hero product of the gold plan, which one can avail. On the platinum one, the only additional feature you get is that you get a pharmacy, cashless pharmacy up to 1,000. So you can buy medicine, get a reimbursement up to 1,000, and that only at 1499. So again, all our OPD plans, which are kind of you use it day to day, you get telemedicine, you can do yoga, there's fitness involved, there's diagnostic tests involved, there's pharmacy in the platinum one where up to 1,000 you can actually get pharmacy. So all are very useful bits. Any questions on this? I can straight away answer. Otherwise, I'll go on the next slide. Fair enough. I'll go on the next slide.
I have a question about the 12-month period for unlimited GP consultation.
Mm-hmm.
So this is only for the first year of the policy?
No. If your policy gets renewed, you can again renew this as well.
Right. Okay. Fine. Good. Thanks.
Fair enough. So I'll go. So these are the tentative screenshots of the app. I just wanted to give more confidence that everything is within one app. You can easily consult with a doctor over the app. So this is just to give you an app experience. All our snapshots only. So this is the at-home diagnostic, very popular among groups. You can get diagnostics for at home. The phlebotomist will come and collect the blood sample. Very easy. On the left you can see you can book the slot basis your availability. There's a calendar view as well where all your yoga sessions, doctor consultations, your phlebotomist session, everything will be in a calendar view, which that it is booked. So you can attend your yoga session, your therapy sessions, your doctor consultations from the app again. So the idea again is that just from single gateway, you're able to access everything: insurance, health, wellness, doctor, diagnostic, yoga, fitness, everything. So you can again attend everything from one app. We'll also digitally digitize the reports. So your prescriptions, your doctor summaries, your mental health summaries, your diagnostic reports, everything will be on the app also. So now 5 months after the test, you want to see the report in a normal environment, you'll go check the mail, there'll be a hard copy, you'll have to find it. You just have to go to a Alyve Health app, you'll get your report, you'll get your prescriptions, you'll get your doctor prescriptions from 6 months old, your insurance policy is there, all your insurance documents, your claim documents are also on the app store. So everything is under one app, and that's also one of the major USPs over there. So this is just to give you a snapshot of the app. That's how you can also book your at-home diagnostics. This is the purchase journey, the insurance purchase journey, which I'm going to show. Typically, that's how we've done for the previous programs as well. Again, a very tech-enabled journey. So no manual intervention. Once we launch the program, we'll give you a link. You do not even have to download the app in case you don't want the insurance, or in case till now we don't have a close association that we're pushing you to download the app. You typically just click on that link and you're able to purchase the insurance on a web app. So you don't even have to download the app on the first instance. So a simple form will be there where you'll, your school name will be mentioned. It will be an exclusive journey for you. You'll mention your, for the IITs and all, we had to mention batch details, but there'll be a unique identifier, I'm pretty sure, for Ramakrishna as well. After you've clicked on proceed, it will explain the full insurance, which I also told you that we decodify insurances for you. Your personal insurances also will decodify in a simple language, and similarly, we'll simplify your finalized insurance policy also. So everything will be simplified. On the bottom of the screen, there'll be a policy also. So you can download your policy also in case you want to see and get confidence. So that will be there. After you click proceed, you click, for whom you want to purchase. So self or family members, you will put those details. Automatically premium will be calculated. So there will be grid in the insurance policy, which you can see in case you want to compare, but automatically premium will be calculated over here. You'll add members accordingly. You'll have to verify your, your name and date of birth as well, because once it's there on the insurance, it's hard to, correct it. We obviously our claims team and our in-house team can actually again still change the details in case you request. But still, we do, keep this step where you can actually authenticate your details which you fed in. Then you buy the Alyve Health plan, whichever you want, the OPD plan, and you then on the last proceed button, there'll be a pop-up in case you want to download the app. Why is it important to download the app? Because on the right, you can see your insurance card will be there. Once the insurance is live, your cashless benefits, whatever plan you purchased on the left, your cashless benefits will be there, which you can avail for free once you bought the plan. So all of these things will be there. So it's very important to download the app. Your health card, your network hospitals, your claim forms, everything will be here. So once you bought the insurance, for claim purposes also, you'll be needing the app. In case you don't want to download the app, the web portal is always available. So we'll give you that link as well. So once you've purchased the app, you'll get a WhatsApp and email with the following steps. Initiating a claim is very easy. On the top right of the app, there's a chat button. It will give you certain options like you can see help with the claim, then is it a planned procedure, cashless claim, then a care guide, a real manual intervention will kick in. That person will actually help you with the claim as well. They'll call you also. They don't call you on the first instance because they don't want to spam you. But once you'll tell them, give them the permission to call you, they can call you as well. And on the right, there's just one of the benefits, in-clinic doctor consultation on the app that is there. And that's just another snapshot of the app and how you can avail an in-clinic doctor consultation as well. So typically that's the summary of the tech-enabled purchase journey of Alyve. Very, very smooth. Within a few clicks, within 5-6 minutes, you can actually purchase the insurance once that goes live. So that was pretty much about the journey. Obviously, once we launch the product, we'll obviously do another session where we'll again take you through the insurance, which is finalized, and the purchase journey as well. So we'll do multiple sessions so that more numbers kick in, people are very clear and they know how to purchase the policy. But the previous slide again give you a good idea of our purchase journey. Now the following slides are typically what Ramakrishna Mission and the members need to do for the successful launch of the program. So all the minimum commitment, everything will now come in. All the grids, all the various combinations will now come in. The steps to launch is typically association, through a form or social media, kind of capture a number. So once we know that interest number, Alyve needs to analyze it. They get a go ahead from the association that we'll go ahead with Alyve, and accordingly we'll choose a broker and insurance company, and we'll negotiate. And typically we negotiate with multiple brokers and insurance companies at first, and then accordingly we zero down on a broker and insurer. In most of the programs, we've gone with KM Dastoor or Marsh, and these are the leading brokers. You can actually search for them as well. We do crores of business with them. So across programs we've launched, across corporates we've launched through them, and most of the programs we've gone either through New India Insurance, Oriental, SBI. So all leading names again over there as well. So we negotiate the terms, favorable terms. We try to negotiate for the group. Accordingly, the product and policy is finalized. We again, do the final negotiations, not majorly on the premiums, but more on the terms. We increase the capping, we decrease the waiting periods. All those last minute negotiations are also done to really suit the need of the association. And accordingly, we launch the program among the association. Typically, there's a policy start date. So there are certain associations, the larger ones actually have multiple start dates, but typically we only have one start date, and then obviously in 12 months that ends, and then the whole group renews the policy. So typically there'll be one policy start date, and there'll be a purchase window, which is about 15, which we launch about 15 days from the start date. So in those 15 days, everyone does the purchase bit of it. And for example, the start date of Ramakrishna is 15 June. So we launch the program on 1st June, and from 1st to 15 June, everyone will make the purchase. People can do it on the 14th as well, but the sooner you do it, obviously, the more hassle-free experience it is. We do launch it on the start of the month so that salaries come in, so you are much more freed up with your cash flow. And accordingly, you do the purchases. During that 15 days, Alyve is with the association. So we do all the engagement activities in those 15 days. We share posters, collateral, email content, WhatsApp content, social media content. Our Ask Alyve team, which is on the web or on the app, is also there, so people can ask questions there as well. Or we'll do multiple sessions, 2 to 3 sessions in that 15 days to actually cover about the policy. Any questions people have, they can come on those sessions and we will answer. So we'll do all that of engagement activity so that we can actually achieve that interest capture and minimum commitment given at the start of it. Once the policy, after 15 days of the policy, once we've opened the purchase window, after 15 days when the policy needs to start, we'll obviously close the window, we'll reconcile the fund. So whatever policies and money has come in, we'll reconcile that. Is it matching with our tech? Our escrow account and tech is actually matching that. There'll be cancellations also along the way. So obviously we need to reconcile that as well. I mentioned before as well, we do not keep this money. So the money is in an escrow account and we directly transfer it to the insurer. And the policy is accordingly live by the process. After that, obviously the app journeys kick in, claim systems, query support is always there. We have a designated Alyve team. So after sales, it's not like you just hanging out dry. There's a complete team which will actually guide you through the insurance terms. There's a team which will actually help you with the claims as well. And I've gone in again that we have an extensive, thorough team that will help you with the claim. So that is also going to be there. So that's the complete steps how we launch the program. How can association and members support to ensure the success of the program, which I mentioned again and again, that typically in our previous program, we had that minimum commitment of 1,000 enrolled members to ensure that premiums are low and coverage is comprehensive. But that doesn't mean that we only have to start or launch the program with 1,000 members. If we have a lower interest capture, then obviously the terms negotiated can be higher premiums, which I've shown you before. The illustrative premiums I showed you, premiums can be little higher, but that doesn't mean that they're going to be 100x or 10x. Premiums are going to be a little bit higher than what I showed you there might be, if we need to, meet the premium ranges, we might have to have co-payment options. So what co-payment means is that if there's 20% co-payment, then typically premiums will be about 20-25% lower as well, because there's a 20% co-payment. And 20% co-payment means that if you have a 2 lakh worth of claim, 20% that is about 40,000. So you need to pay 40,000 and the insurance company will pay 1,60,000. So co-payment can come in. In most of the programs we have, there's no co-payment. In fact, in all of the programs we previously launched with IITs and NITs, where we had minimum members ranging from 2,000 to 4,000, we had no co-payment, and we had reasonable premiums as well. We might have longer waiting periods in case there's a lower interest capture. Waiting period for PEDs like hypertension, cholesterol, diabetes, cardiovascular diseases. These longer waiting periods will still be lesser than the retail market. So the retail market typically has a 3 to 4 year waiting period. If a lower interest capture comes in, we might have a waiting period of 6 months to 1 year, which is again very less. I'll still highlight, in our previous program, there was no waiting period again. So we were able to negotiate that as well. There'll be entry age barriers as well. Typically insurance, we have a higher age barriers going up till 85 years. But if there's lower interest capture, that range might come to 75. So you need to buy a member beyond 75 might not be able to enter the policy. If actual enrollment numbers are lower than the interest capture and significantly lower, there are chances of policy cancellation, and we might have to underwrite a different policy. For example, we write a policy basis that 1,000 minimum commitment is there, and there's no co-payment, there's no waiting period, and that 1,000 we are only 100 people or 80 people buy a policy. So there's a huge difference. Then there might be chances, but that hasn't happened ever in our case. Even if minimum commitment is not matched, we're able to negotiate and actually go ahead with the policy. But that range should be in agreeable terms. With a minimum commitment of 1,000 and actual numbers come in at 80, 50, there's a good difference of 900. In those scenarios, it will be hard, but usually our interest capture, if it comes to 500 and policies are about 350. Insurance companies are also reasonable with those terms. We would need high engagement from the members. So even though our team is designated and we've done it through and throughout, we will share collateral, we will share campaign support, we will share the content. But at the end of it, someone needs to circulate it within the group. We can't do that. We are not part of those groups, right? So someone from the association members will have to take responsibility of circulating those collaterals. So that's the group responsibility. We'll be committed to sharing all the material every day. So typically in that purchase window of 15 days, we are committed to share the collateral, everything every day, so that every day something is going and pushing the members to purchase the product. Now that was typically where we'll partner with a broker. We'll have a minimum commitment and we'll actually negotiate with the insurance company. We also have an alternative where no minimum commitment is actually needed. That is an Alyve product underwritten with registered IRDA insurance. Alyve in association, the advantage here is can immediately take the product live. We don't have to wait for any go ahead. We just need a go ahead from the association, but we can immediately take the product live. Program can go live with even one policy purchase. So we do not even have to wait that 10 people are together, 100 are together. We can immediately go live. The combination in this one is typically 5 lakh base and 30 lakh top up, and still premiums are much lower. So premiums are extremely low. The only condition here is that instead of a 1 year waiting period or 6 month waiting period, the waiting period is 2 years, and that's how we've been able to negotiate a lower premium over here. And in the retail setup, you can check it for yourself as well. The typical waiting period for pre-existing diseases is 4 years. So you have a 50% quicker chance of claiming with us over there. Let me again reiterate, if we go with a broker and we actually meet 1,000 or whatever minimum commitment decided, the waiting period will be typically 6 to 8 months. Or even less. In some groups, you've actually gone with a no waiting period. So 0 to 6 months is a typical we able to negotiate basis the interest capture and minimum commitment. But in a no minimum commitment product, the waiting period is 2 years. So we are giving you multiple options, and whatever members and association decide, we'll actually go ahead with that. This one also has no medical checkup. So for issuance, you need no medical checkup. The other good part is that once a policy start date is decided, which I mentioned that there will be a purchase window, and then within 15 days, policy will start. Over here, there is no such condition. You can purchase the policy whenever you want. So there is no fixed policy start date as well. There is no purchase window. It can be bought anytime throughout the year. Even we can start with one policy bought as well. This is the illustrative pricing. Again, pricing will be around this mark only. There will not be much increase. So I won't charge you 3x of it. Premiums will be around that. I'll stay on the slide for a bit so that you can still get a good idea. So this is a base policy of sum insured 5 lakhs. And many people were asking me that if individual buys it one policy, it's not. It's one policy, base policy, sum insured 5 lakhs, and now there are 4 combinations. If an individual wants to buy within the age, this is the premium. 2 adults want to buy, then within the age, this is the premium. Now 2 adults want to buy, then whose age will be considered? That is a person who is the proposer. His age will be considered over here. 2A 1C is 2 adult 1 child. 2A 2C is 2 adult 2 children. Dependent children up to 25 years of age is considered over here. So this is the combination. This is the top up combination. Again, premiums will be around this mark. As you can see, 18 to 40 only 1300. I told you previously also, base policies are usually a little expensive. This 18 to 40 is only 1300. Top up is only 1300. If with a 5 lakh deductible, it's even cheaper. And I'll explain you the deductible logic over here. In a top up, how does that work? Once you want to use a top up, you will have to first, exhaust 5 lakh from your base policy. That's why base policies are important. That's why base policies are important. So that 5 lakh deductible typically means that, you need to exhaust or pay 5 lakhs first, then only you can exhaust a top up. So we are giving multiple options. In case you have a 3 lakh deductible, you can 3 lakh base, you can actually go for 30 lakh 3 lakh, or 30 lakh 5 lakh deductible is also there. Now we can also give more options. This is just tentative. So 5 lakh and 30 lakh is one option. Obviously, if the association comes to us with a different combination and requirement, we can create that as well. So that is also possible. The only advantage here is whatever I was explaining in my previous presentation slide, that had no minimum commitment, that had actually had better favorable terms. But the only prerequisite that it had certain minimum commitment clause there. But this has no minimum commitment, and premiums are also, you can actually take a snapshot and compare it with the retail premium. These are much lower. Premiums are much lower for top ups and retail as well. Any question, I can take it over here about the alternative product, or any question, I'm happy to answer over there.
Hey Pavit, this top up, this is top up, not the super top up, right?
The super top up and top up are very similar. It's just a very slight definition, but I'm not going to get much into it. They are very similar.
No.
So
if you're saying it's very similar, just give me one answer. If I have got a claim of 6 lakhs, the top up will take care of my 1 lakh, right?
Right.
Correct. Next, I have another claim of 5 lakhs. Will the top up take care of it?
It depends on the top up. So if you have a 30 lakh top up, you can exhaust it multiple times. Yeah, you can exhaust it multiple times. That's what I'm saying. Super top up and top up are very similar. There's a very slight definition over there. Super top up can be base plus top up, or can be base top up plus top. That's the only difference.
Got it.
Because we are
understood. Thank you. So basically, in this case, even if you've got multiple claims, it's coming under that.
Obviously. Yeah.
I have a question.
Right.
Yeah, I have a question about, is it possible to buy only, assume that I don't have a base policy, but I'm willing to cover the first 3 lakhs or whatever of the claim. Then can I just buy a top up?
Yes. So why I mentioned that a base policy is needed, because usually people will go with that combination. But if you don't want to buy a base policy and you are fine, footing the bill for that 3 lakh or 5 lakh, whatever the deductible of a top up is, you can still buy a top up. It's not a requirement that you need to have a base.
See,
And what is the super top up? I didn't understand that.
So I think super top up doesn't change anything. So super top up and top up are just very same. It's just that it's just a additional insurance definition, which will not affect anything. And I don't want to confuse the stakeholders over here as well. It's not going to change anything. You can trust me on that.
Okay.
Hi, Pravit, I have a question.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
I have a question. Now, suppose I have a policy which is with some company, for example, like Max or Apollo Munich or something. Now, this policy, I have had a small little claims, or maybe it's close to 12, 13 years old. Now, is there any possibility of porting that policy to your policy? Or in case I want to? No.
So porting actually, sir, happens from similar insurance policy to the same insurance policy. So only then it is possible, but that's not if so. I spoke about two products. I don't know if you were there throughout the presentation. Right. So there's one which I offered as a group health insurance and one as an Alyve alternative. In the Alyve alternative, I can still talk to my IRDA registered insurer and try to port you. But I don't know why you stay. So you want to port it because you didn't claim much.
There's no particular reason for porting. I just wanted to know, because there I'm paying for the same things that you're offering. I'm paying a lot higher premium. So
fair enough. Fair enough.
It would give me some financial advantage. That is what I was thinking.
But I wouldn't. So if you are, and I'm probably going to kind of, that's the negative on my side. But I still do it. Because that's what we help the members. I would, if you are paying a premium since 13 years and you have a lower claim there, so this means your premium is reducing year by year. I would recommend you getting a group health insurance here, because this gives you extra coverage. In today's environment, if you go to the hospital, the bill is on average for a critical condition 10 to 15 lakhs. So having a coverage of 30 lakhs just gives you that advantage, and you're just paying 1,300, 3,000 bucks for that. So I would still recommend you to buy this, but I will still recommend you to keep your insurance which you had for 13 years. No one else will recommend you, but I'll recommend, because you've been paying the premiums, you'll get that renewability, favorable terms with that, and you shouldn't let go of it.
Okay, thank you so much. Thanks for your insight.
Pavit, I got similar question. The gentleman had policy for 13 years. Now that I have a policy for 2 years with my family floater plan, right? And I'm paying more premium. Even if I don't go into, even suppose we are not able to manage minimum number of students for ex-students for this policy. If I go to your alternative plan, so for example, my policy is Star Health right now. So next year, can I go to you and you can give me the benefit, because I have not claimed anything in the last 2-3 years?
Right. So this is an interesting. I'll tell you an interesting scenario here. So whoever's been part of the presentation from starting, I spoke about two products. In case we go with the first product, and some people might need more coverage. Now, for any reason, they'll be like, I have certain pre-existing diseases. I want more coverage, and the waiting periods are there, and I can sustain those waiting periods. So now you have your own insurance. You have the group health insurance with a broker with no minimum commitment. You can still buy an alternative product in case you want it. In case you don't want the middle one, you want your own insurance, you don't want the group health, you can still buy our product. You can forego your product also, but I won't recommend for certain cases where you've been paying premiums for more than 10 years, because my assumption there would be you haven't taken the claim for all those years. You might have taken for only 1 year. So you should get the advantage of the other 11 years. But in your case, I can still recommend, if you just bought the insurance, in 2 years, you won't get much benefit there. So you can actually jump onto our product also.
You mean to say it's better to forego that and I buy yours? That is what you're suggesting.
For a lesser period, you still can, because you've only bought it 2 years before. So you won't get much claim advantage.
Moreover, I'm paying yearly. What you are suggesting is the terms are favorable, then I can jolly well forego that and I enter yours, isn't it?
Yeah. These premiums
But
also
only benefit,
yearly, sir.
but only benefit for 2-3 years. I have not taken any claim, so that minimum waiting period will be condoned in your new policy.
Sir, only if that won't be taken care of.
That won't
So
be.
that won't be, sir, because they can be they are separate products. So no
That
insurance.
means again I have to wait for 2 years, no?
Yeah, so
For
you can then hold your product till the time your waiting period in this policy is taken care of.
No, my waiting period is over in that policy. 3 years
Then
I am through.
that's what I'm saying, sir. That in case, sir, ideally I do not advise anyone to forego, but in case you want to forego and yours is a 2-year policy, that's why I suggested that you won't get much claim advantage. But in this scenario, you can also do other thing is you can still keep your insurance for 2 years till the time my product waiting period lapses, and then you can forego it. Did you understand what I said there?
Okay, but suppose my product finishes in say July, and I again have to renew my policy from Star Health. So instead of doing that, suppose I take policy from you, and if will my waiting period be considered? Because normally
that's what I'm saying, sir. That won't be considered because these are they'll be different companies. But I suggested that you can still keep your Star Health policy for two more years till the time this product's waiting period lapses. And then
but
obviously you don't have.
I have to pay more money, isn't it? Star Health money premium plus yours premium, isn't it?
But
Extra.
But in that scenario, also taking an advantage of a lesser premium. I'm pretty sure you'll be paying a premium in thousands and lakhs. Over here, it's very less. So till the time you can actually have that advantage, and after 2 years, obviously you can take advantage of this policy. Why I'm not recommending you to forego that policy, because if a claim comes in for your pre-existing disease, you will be stuck in the hassle, and I don't want to keep you in that hassle.
Right. Thank you.
No worries, sir. I think I'll jump on to the next section before people, because the time is, we only have 5 minutes. Why go with Alyve? Typically, as I've shown you, we are actually offering multiple options. So we'll also partner with a broker. I already have KM Dastoor on board for Ramakrishna Mission. And we might, once we get a go-ahead, I've also gone to the New India office and spoken about this portfolio. So we've already started the work. So I already have one broker and one insurance company on board. Now we just need to get the interest number, and accordingly we'll negotiate. But in case you want much more favorable premium, I've shown you the previous one. These are favorable premiums. Like these are pretty reasonable to the retail market. So we are also offering this product. So with Alyve, you'll get more options which you're not going to get versus competitors. So I've also explained here that you're not going to get these options. You don't have reputed brokers with the competitors. That's the advantage of going with us. Insurers with higher claim ratio. We work with reputed insurance companies. So with most of them, as I mentioned, I've already spoken to KM Dastoor and New India for Ramakrishna Mission. And these companies, you can actually go on their site and see their claim ratio. And their claim ratio actually increases once, because Alyve claim support will also be there. So the claim ratio actually increases, and we have a proven track record of 96%, which is the second point. There's a designated campaign support team, and this is for the executive members who are actually, part of the administrative process and making this program successful. So we already have a team in place who's going to work with your team and actually, ensure success of this program. So I mentioned that we're going to share posters, WhatsApp every day. We are also going to conduct open houses like this session so that the program is successful. There's option also to purchase OPD plans. So, you just bought insurance and what else? There's no claim assistance with competitors. There's no doctor. There's no fitness related benefit. So we are going to offer that as well at a very reasonable cost of, starting from just 400 bucks. So that's what we provide. We provide a 360-degree view of benefits versus just insurance. So you're going to get insurance at a cheaper rate. In case you bought insurance with the group health insurance product, you can still buy another top up. And with a Alyve product, which is again so cheap, 18 to 40 is just 1,300 bucks or 800 bucks. You can still get more coverage and actually cover your complete family accordingly. There's expertise involved. We've done it with multiple alumni associations. So Excelra, IIT Kanpur, IIT BHU, Dhanbad, Kharagpur, Lady Shriram, Kurukshetra. Most of the competitors in this space, if you'll find, haven't done it with so many clients, so they don't know what the claim hassle, how to negotiate better terms. We can actually negotiate once we get on board better terms, because simply we are giving that much business to other portfolios to that insurance, because we have 600,000 people on a platform. We are giving that much business to the insurance company, and that's where we're able to negotiate better terms. Simply, I'm actually being very, very honest over there. We have a very, very, thorough in-house claims assistance over there. So, that's what we're going to give you. We're actually going to negotiate all the claims from the member side, rather than, if you directly contact the insurance companies, the experience is hassle free. They actually, add multiple steps. You just reach our team and they'll do those multiple steps for you. And that's the advantage you're going to get with us. Typically not going to get that with the competitors. This is our Ask Alyve view of the chat button, which I've shown in my previous slide as well. A bunch of stinkers over there with reviews of the alumni people and other employees. So typically I conclude my session over here. Still any questions, I'm happy to take it, and I'll try and share the presentation as well for you all.
Hey Pavit, just two queries. One,
Right.
say for example, we go ahead with the minimum requirement and it happens, right? Say for after 2 years, the number of subscribers decreases. Then will it impact the other subscribers who want to
No.
stay?
So typically we start with the number is considered for the start, and also the number, in my experience, we've renewed with Excelra for 3 years. The number only increases; it doesn't decrease.
Yeah, because fresh batches come out, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Got it. And the second, I don't want to get into that super top up thing again, but just
Right.
one query. Say I have got a base policy of 5 lakhs through you only, 5
Mhm.
and top up of 30 lakhs, right?
Mhm.
Now my first claim is of 6 lakhs, which you take care by 5 and 1, right?
Mhm.
Now my second claim is of only 3 lakhs,
Mhm.
right? But now there is no base available because base has gone. So now that these 3 you will take care from the top up, yeah?
Only top up, yes.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Because
And
you started exhausting your top up, so now you
no,
stop
understood. No, thanks.
Yeah.
So basically it is acting as the super top up.
Your
Understood.
first exhaustion of the top up has to be through base. After that, it's only through top up.
Understood. And third question, this alternate one which you said, in case this group thing does not work out, how do we get that alternate thing then? I mean, you will be sharing the details.
We'll still launch it. So if your association members are in touch, we'll launch it within the association.
Okay. And if
this product is ready with me, so I can launch it from day one.
I understand. So if somebody takes that product through you and you go through New India Assurance, say this is just an example, right?
This was just an example. So we are partnered with multiple. Yes.
Example. Now, second year, when I pay the premium, I pay the premium through you only, right? It's always through you, correct?
Yeah, we'll give you a reminder, and my team will be in touch with you. And once you for example, gone with Care or New India for our product, the renewal also will happen with that company. I think that's the obvious one.
Pavit, how will the addition and deletion of members work out here if we go for the top up or
addition of family members, sir, or addition of association?
Yeah, addition and deletion of family members, addition and deletion of members and their family members.
So members will be association. That only happens. So in the group health insurance, when we go with the broker, that only happens when the next policy start date comes, which typically comes after 12 months. In our case, the Alyve product which I showed you, you can buy, any member can buy it throughout the year. Now, addition of family members only happens in 2 scenarios, sir. In the group health insurance, it will only happen once you get married or a new child is born. In our product, you can, again, it will happen in those 2 scenarios, but then obviously you need to, or you can, in case you only bought it for self, and now you want to buy it for family, you can buy it for family. So that product will always be available on the app.
My question is how addition and deletion will happen. So is it that Alyve will take care of addition and deletion of members, or is
yes,
it
yes, Alyve will take care. Yeah, that bit, if you were asking, yeah, obviously Alyve will take care. So we give end-to-end support to that. So association members won't be needed to do much of it.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you give that figure of top-up figure for mine and my parents after finishing 5 lakh?
I didn't get the question, sir.
Can you give a top-up figure for mine and my parents? Only mine and my parents
Right.
after finishing the base.
Got it. And what's your age, sir?
My
But-
father's age is more than 65. My mother is above 60, and mine is less than 40.
My all is less than 40. So they'll be separate policy. In case you want it, I think you can see it over here. So your premium is about 3,200. And typically it will be 16,000 for your parents.
16,000 for my parents. Okay.
For one parent, around that. So it will be about 30,000 for both. So about 33,000, you get 3 members insured, 35,000. As a tail comparison, for one parent would be about lakh. So you're typically paying about 1,50,000 to 2 lakhs for both parents, and yours. So it's a good enough difference again.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Any more questions?
I think I'll request Ritesh to get in touch with you. Also get the alternative policy which is still ready, so that we can go into detail and all this, right?
Sure, sir. Yeah.
Because we definitely will try to get as many as members possible. I think the alumni association will be trying, because again
course.
time is maybe in the meantime those who want to avail alternative, there is good amount of price difference. Maybe that's
Of course.
suits some of us maybe.
Of course.
Because problem is like we are on the cusp of 60, we just crossed 60, so suddenly the premium goes up, right?
Exactly.
Someone on
My
the
father has been in the similar situation. So he's also above 60, and I can understand that the premiums are close to 1,50,000.
Yeah. Suddenly the premium goes up, and for my mother who's still alive, so I'm paying good amount. Okay, we should look at the benefit as well. Thanks.
I'll just highlight one thing that in our product, the age there's age limit as well, which you could see. Members can be added till 65, and parents can be added till 75. That's why the premiums are a little lower. So once we go live with it, I'll obviously share the policy, and we'll create the policy and share it.
Parents still what age?
75.
70. Okay. Right.
Pavit, this alternate thing, how do you manage? I mean, then you put us in another kind of group, yeah? I mean, otherwise, how do you manage?
That is our group. So I think if you've been from the start, I showed you that we are part of 200 companies and associations. So some of the companies which haven't gotten their own insurances have come on our product, and that's how we're managing it. And that's why such good rates are negotiated.
Understood. Thanks.
So any
I just got confused by your last statement. So what if a member is above 70? That is also possible, right?
So there are hacks around it, which we can play around with the insurance. If the member age is 70, we can possibly make their son and daughter our member, and that's how people have been able to purchase the insurance. Why we have certain entry age limits in that product, just to get a good premium at the end of it. So we can still play around the hack and get you the insurance. That's not an issue. Once we get to that stage, we can figure it out.
No, I'm talking about the regular product, the group insurance.
The group insurance, the entry age limit, I'll only be able to commit once we kind of negotiate with the broker. But that has also a higher entry age limit to about 75 to 85.
Which means that if a member is above 70, that is all right.
That is all right.
Okay, but say my wife and I are both above 70. And let us say we want to buy only the top up of 30 lakhs. So the premium would be what? Twice the amount stated in the chart, or what?
No, sir. So for 2A, 2C, the top up was above 70, right? It was about 18,000. So that included your 2 adult and 2 children.
Yes, but here there's no there are no children involved. Just
But
I am
that
the
is one
member.
rate for 2 adults and 2 children. So that is, so even if only one adult, 2 adults buy it, then also it's a similar rate, and 2 children you added, then also it's a similar rate, with the assumption that children usually don't have such a high hospitalization. That's why they've given us one rate only.
Okay, so for above 70, what will it be for both of us?
So I'm telling you, it's around 18,000.
For the 30 lakhs top up.
Yes, yes.
Okay, thanks.
But that is just illustrative. Once we get to the
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you, Pavit, for explaining us so well. And sorry, Nitish, I had to leave for some work.
No, I think we have also kind of reached the end of it. Any queries, you can still reach out to Ritesh. Ritesh and I are connected throughout this process. So I've answered the previous queries as well. My team has done that. So those queries can come to Ritesh. He can reach out to me and my team, and we'll be happy to answer those as well. And accordingly, we'll launch the product. We are happy to launch it in both ways. As I mentioned, I don't earn any brokerage on it. So I'm happy to launch it on either side, be it the group health insurance with the broker or our Alyve product. Both ways, the money goes directly to the insurer. So we're happy to launch it on both ways. The only thing is we launched the second product so that there's no minimum commitment. In the past 3 years, we kind of, that is one hindrance to pass. So that's why we launched that product with the insurer also. Thanks everyone. I'll conclude the session accordingly. And again, any queries, you can reach out to the team and accordingly he'll reach out to me. No worries. Thanks guys. Bye.
Thank you.
And could you please share the slides as quickly as possible?
Sure. I'll try share it with the team as well.
Yeah. Thanks.
No worries. Thanks guys. Bye.
So on behalf of the Vidapit Executive Committee, I give my heartfelt thanks to Pavit and also to all the alumni, the others and brothers who joined the talk today. And I request everyone to please take this information to your respective batches so that it becomes successful what the EC is trying to do on part of health insurance. Thank you all for joining.
Thanks everyone. Thanks. Bye.